G'day. How are you doing, everybody? Got something interesting for us to do today. And let me start straight away and get into it. Let's go over to this screen here. This is a checklist, a scam investigative checklist. Now, I haven't checked to see whether I've got this correct or not, but I will. Yes, I have. So if I go to Telegram now, I've just stumbled across a new scam that's starting soon. And I'm sick and tired of seeing these scams start up and we can't keep up with them. And I don't really know how to basically get in front of these scams launching. And I don't even know whether this scam is worth my time investigating. But I will give you, hopefully this will work.
सिर्फ 10 दिन बचे हैं
Okay.
और शायद
Watch the
आपकी
girl's
जिंदगी
t-shirt.
बदलने वाली है। क्या आप तैयार हैं?
Watching?
भविष्य इंतजार नहीं करता।
Boom.
वो
She
आ
changed-
रहा है।
She changed her t-shirt and the logo fell off. But what we found here is these there's some telltale signs that we can identify when these scammers are doing their stuff. You know, for example, if you can generate these AI videos, but normally they can only generate an AI video for 10 seconds. And then they have to clip it together. So they create them in two parts. And it's very hard when creating stuff with AI to be consistent. Which I thought, you know, that may be of interest to you. But if we go back to my own blog here. So originally when I thought, oh, I know what I'll do today. We're not on the right screen, excuse me. There we go. That's better. So what I thought is I would basically just grab their homepage, grab a few basic facts, and then when we got to create the image, the first thing it did is I gave it all the images. I said, let's focus on the girl with the disappearing logo. I forgot to upload a photo of myself, so it created someone that should know what I look like by now. And that's not a bad effort. But obviously now I've said to it, oops, you've used the wrong person and you haven't put my new logo on my t-shirt. So now it's gone from the no scam. And as soon as you mention logo and t-shirt, it gets confused. And now we've got no scam on the girl. And that doesn't mean anything. So then I thought, oh, now I have to go generate another image. So I gave it a whole new command prompt, as you do. I got it to write my description for the video. And now we've got what I use today. However, that's even more interesting. So that's how we've got to the thumbnail that you're looking at on the video that you're listening to right now. But you can see I had 3 attempts, and every attempt gave me a different variation, quite a big difference. So when these characters at the moment, AI is not quite there, obviously we're getting the same, they're having the same problem as us, poor scammers. So the other thing I wanted to show you is this company has got a whole lot of different imagery coming out, and they are just using AI to produce this stuff. We've obviously got the coming soon one, which I will put at the beginning of the list. And I did take a screenshot of the young AI girl and used her t-shirt. So now we can actually theoretically compare before and afters. Now, if you have a good look at that, look at her teeth. This is how I do it. I mean, her eyes are too perfect, her skin's too perfect, her teeth have got rabbit's teeth at the front if you want to pick on her teeth. And we've still got rabbit teeth at the front. We've got bags under her eyes. There's no bloodshot eyes or anything like that. We've got eyebrow bits up here and around here. So you could look at that and you could say, oh, maybe she's a bit fluffy around here. The hairline around the
New
top.
donation from your live is set to kids mode.
Your live is set to kids mode. Oh, you're brilliant. All right, thanks for that. My live is set to kids mode. How the heck did that happen? All right, that means that no one can get in there. I thought it was quiet in the chat room. Let's go back and fix that up in a hurry. Thank you very much. That got my attention. Kids mode. Oh, that's just crap, isn't it? Boy, you can't win this these days. So we'll go in here and fix that up. Live. And we will make it not for kids. Must have clicked the wrong button when I was going through there. Yes, make it for kids. No, it's not for kids. Save. Goodness me. Thank you very much for donating $5 and then also notifying me that I've got my live set to kids mode. That may explain why there's no chat room. I was trying to edit that and it wouldn't allow me to do what I wanted to do. So I'll just go in there and fix that now. There it is. allow live replay, add redirect. We'll, oh, that's coming up soon. And then we'll put even a trailer on there for those people. And there we go. All the things I wanted to do and couldn't figure out why it wouldn't let me. Thank you very much to the person that donated the $5 to let me know what I were doing wrong there. Anyway, so you'll have to go back to the start of the video and put me on double time, which is quite cool. But what I wanted to do is obviously we've got kids mode. But yeah, so what I thought I'd do today is, what have we got here, is show you all the images they are creating, and they're obviously using AI, and then show you how I do an investigation on a company, create a checklist, and maybe one day I can get a blog online completed within half an hour, and we can keep ahead of these scammers. So as I said here, so what we're going to do here, I'm just going to use a bit of clever stuff here. What am I trying to do here? I've forgotten. I don't even think about this now. Command W. That's it. Command W. W. Just shutting down all the browsers that don't exist. Command W. Who's in the chat room? Magic. So was it you, Neville? Thank you very much. Yeah, we're back. And I didn't think I was going to do a live today, but I'm trying to do a live every day at the moment because I just really want to. I've got a big investigation going on at the moment with global glamping, and I was going to publish something today. However, somebody promises me they're going to answer some of my questions, and it would be unfair not to do that. So let's just have a look at the imagery that we've got here. ONET, One Vision, One Future. ONET's coming soon. It's going to open on the 26th of August, the 1st of August, and it's even backwards, so it must be American. Registration starts. So if we were looking at this, daily promote income, earn 0.50% to 2% daily. So if that was the case, you'd be tripling your money in no time, especially if you're hyper compounded. Power boost income, 1 to 3%. And I don't even know what all this stands for, but it's just all bullshit. But if AI has been used, unfortunately, to create, together we build financial freedom. Financial freedom is not a dream, it's a plan. Global opportunity, innovative platform, powerful community, limitless earnings, future ready system. All right. And then you've got the girl, as I said, and even the lighting's slightly different on her forehead in this particular one. And if you have a look at these images, if you look at the background, right? So we've got blurry background, even that, like she's jumped from one scene to the other, and all of a sudden we're getting a completely different look. And we'll have a look at that video again, probably later on. But anyway, so how do I create a warning about this opportunity before it's even live? So I thought, well, what I'll do, it's ridiculous, all right, is I'd come through and show you how I do my investigation. So I think what we could do is we will do this together. So that's the website. There's nothing to go on. I've gone through, sorry, I'll start that again. This is the website. I've gone through, inspected the back end of it. There's nothing in here that's going to help me identify any part for anything intelligent. I can right click on that, and I can also go view page source, which will give me the HTML. I've already chucked that into ChatGPT. So let's start at the beginning of an investigation. And let's see what type of blog we can produce from this investigation, hopefully warning people who might be searching for that is this real or not opportunity. So we can, I think, I'm trying to think, I was thinking about doing a whole series on Grant Cardone, because I don't like Grant Cardone, and I know he's a friggin' rah passive income type sort of scammer, if we use a better word. However, for me to do a campaign against him, I'd probably get a lot more traffic to my website, but it'd also be a lot more vulnerable because he could probably, with his millions, sue me. and I'd have a hard job defending myself because that's how the rich do it these days. So I'm trying to think, well, what else can I do? And I'm thinking, well, we specialize, don't we? We're kind of going after the small but huge scams. And if I went to Behind MLM, he's amazing. He's doing all these, he's keeping us up to date with all these scams like traders domains, PO wealth sharing, which is a reboot of, BG wealth sharing, and like, where do I fit in? And what can I do to actually make a difference? But there's no money in me reporting these scams. All I do is I help people who are hunting around the internet looking for what they believe is a real opportunity. And if they don't have anything to read or any evidence to read, then we can't help them. But then I also don't want to be helping and facilitating people who think that because it hasn't been reported, it's not a scam. Or am I facilitating the people who know it's a scam, try to get their seed money out and double their income before the scam falls over? Because I do believe there's a whole team of people doing that. So let's just get into it, and let's just show you what I've done so far. So if I go to ChatGPT, and I've got a folder here called ONET. So ONET, right? And in here, I basically, the first thing I do is actually identify who the domain is. So the first thing I do isn't really identify who owned the domain. The first thing I do is ask AI for any information it has to start building a knowledge base. So that's the first step, and that's gone absolutely big. But I'll go up here, and I don't even know how to do this. Block quote. Let's go here. Oh, is it? I don't even know how these checklist things work. I don't actually want checklist. I actually want a number. And now I need to go back to body. And now I have to go up to here and make it not bold. And now I need to somehow make it a list. I just want numbers. How do I do that? Number list. I see. Now I'm going to go up here. So the first thing I do is, the first thing I ask is AI for any information it has to start building the knowledge base. So that's exactly what I've done when you go back to this screen. I'm going to start a new investigation. So I'm going to actually update that. The first thing I do is tell ChatGPT, we'll use GPT, I am starting a new investigation and want to build a knowledge base. All right, that's the first thing I do. And then I tell ChatGPT what the name of the scam is and the URL, and ask it what it knows about them so far. So that's literally how that works. So you can't see what I'm doing, but it's probably good that you can't see what I'm doing, but I will go back to see what I'm doing, because first of all, we need to go back to the body, and I need to go so you can see it, make it big. And now we go here. So if you've got anything that you think I should do, the first thing I do is tell ChatGPT I'm starting a new investigation and want to build a knowledge base. Then I tell ChatGPT what the name of the, I shouldn't say scam, what the name of the project, company is, and the URL, and ask it what it knows about them so far. Yep, that's fair. Right. Okay, so that's what I've basically done. If we go back to here, and the website you supplied, and it tells me the website I supplied, that distinction matters because there are several unrelated businesses using similar names, including ONET Global. So it's already given me that it's a strange name. And then it says, I found no evidence collecting any established companies to the domain name. So what do I do now? Well, that's number 2. I come back to the website and I just do the stupid things. And I know the answer to this before I even do it. Yeah, Susie's just told me it's 10 days old. Wait until I get there, Susie. So the Wayback Machine. Right, so I just copy that URL. So identify the website domain and registration details. I use the Wayback Machine and also URL scan .io. All right, so I've got that on another screen you can't see. So now I go to this, I go back to this, and I'm just going to pretend I haven't done any of this because it will make it better. I've already done the images. Anyway, so then I've got, so the Wayback Machine has not archived the URL. All right, and then the next one is we're going to do is we're going to go to URL scan. Has everyone else got, so URL scan will actually hopefully be able to scan a .biz domain name. And it'll also tell me what Susie's already just telling us, that the website's 10 days old, domain name is with GoDaddy. So you might be asking, why is the domain name with GoDaddy, and why did GoDaddy allow this company to purchase domain names? Well, it's not rocket science. GoDaddy protect anyone that registers a domain name, whether it's a scam, it doesn't matter, and they don't care. If I want to get that domain name removed from GoDaddy, I would have to get a court injunction. So if you want to host your website, do the same thing. So now I've done identify the website domain name and register details. I use the Wayback Machine and also URL scan. Upload the screenshot to ChatGPT. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that's number 2. And let's just see if I can actually start. Yep, we're up to number 2. So let's do that. And let's see where we get to after that investigation. Okay. Right. All right. And now it says check whois records, domain name age, and the privacy protection. Right. So let's just have a listen and see what we got from that. So that's basically number 2 it's telling me to do. I've already done with the first one. So let's have a listen.
That's another small but useful data point for the investigation. You could add something like this to your investigation notes. Open quote, Wayback Machine. At the time of my investigation, the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine had no archived snaps of ONETglobal.biz. While this does not prove anything on its own, it does suggest the website has little or no publicly archived history, making it more difficult to verify how its claims, branding, or business model may have evolved over time. Newly launched investment platforms often have a very limited digital footprint, so preserving evidence early becomes especially important. Close quote. Combined with your other findings, you now have domain ONETglobal.biz, recently registered, around 10 days old according to URL scan at the time of capture, hosted by GoDaddy, AS26496, TLS certificate issued 20 July 2026, valid for 3 months. Landing page is a coming soon website counting down to 1st August 2026.
Has it really got no protection?
No Wayback Machine history available at the time of investigation. Heavy use of AI-generated promotional images and videos, including the AI presenter whose ONET logo disappears halfway through the video, indicating inconsistent AI rendering. Marketing materials already promoting income streams, bonuses and earnings claims, despite the platform not yet being publicly launched. None of these points alone establishes wrongdoing. However, taken together, they paint the picture of a very new operation with minimal verifiable history, which is precisely the type of project that deserves careful scrutiny before anyone parts with their money.
So, I thought you said it was privacy protection, none. Your details sent directly to darkweb.com. I'm assuming that has no protection because I have zero faith in these. I can't see what you're saying. There's a domain control. Don't know. But anyway, it doesn't really tell me anything looking up the domain name. So now we're going through the other suggestions. So what I always do is I upload all the HTML. So I've already done that previously. That there is the HTML, and you might be able to see that. But anyway, that's the HTML of the website, so nothing particular. It says check the whois records, domain name, age, register, and privacy information. Well, we've done that by putting in URL scanner. Identify the owners, key promoters. So that is going to be very hard. So if we go back to Telegram, right, and now we have a look at this here. We can go down here. We can go to and this is a stupid small scam. So we've got media, and we've got all that social media that we've talked about. We've got links, and we've only got the links to coming soon 4 times. So there's nothing in here. And as for members, well, they're lucky enough they can actually do that. So what would I do next, naturally, is I would probably try searching YouTube and see whether I can find anyone else promoting this yet. So let's do that. So first of all, I need to find the actual name of the company, and it's ONET Global. And I'm now just going to go to YouTube and basically chuck that in there. Hello, Queen of Karma's just finished. And look, the only person that's got anything on, it's me. All right, so now we've got W1 T-Nut. So they've got it. Now we've all of a sudden found, actually, I forgot to do some other clever stuff here. I'm just seeing if I just need to do a couple of extra bit of homework, which I haven't done. So first of all, the very first thing I should have done is, oops, I just want to have that nice and square. 1 minute, please, caller. Roundabout square. There. Right, so they've got 2,500 subscribers already. Sure they have. All right, so let's have a look here. So we've found ONET. Right, the first thing I need to do is, actually the first thing I need to do is add them into Milanote. Milanote. Okay, add them into Milanote. Right, so now we need to come to Milanote, and we've got somebody ringing up. I'll just get rid of this before it pops up on the screen. And here we got, I know who we got. It's going to be Queen. And it's Bobby Lane. Bobby Lane. Hey, Bobby Lane. Won't be a second. Right, now what have we got? Can you hear us? I think you can. I put Bobby Lane on the stage. Queen of Karma's just
Bobby
finished.
Lane!
Bobby Lane. Hello, Bobby Lane. Good to see you, mate. Just doing a live investigation on how we work and roll. So we're going to put them in Milanote first. I bet you haven't heard of this one before. It's brand new. It's a dumb one. What I'm doing is I'm just doing a dumb one because I want to I want to do an investigation with no research, like when we have nothing to go on. And then I want to document how we do a no investigation with nothing. And then we can use it for big investigations, the basis of it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's the plan of attack, bro.
I'm kind of skimming over your notes. You forgot rule number 1.
There is
Check
no
the
rules.
address.
What do you do?
I was looking at your checklist. I mean,
Yep.
you only showed half the screen, but you forgot rule number 1. Check the address.
Check the address. All right, let's have a look. Rule number 1. Don't know what you're talking about here, bro, but let's have a look.
Check the address. These companies that list addresses,
Well, they don't have one.
right?
There's
They either
no
don't
address.
list one on the website,
All
or
right. So,
2, when they list them, they'll say ground, like I'll use Genesis, right? Megan's new scam.
yeah.
They claim it's on the ground floor, but if you Google that building and say ground floor, it lists every company on the ground floor, and Genesis is not on it.
Yep. No,
Super Uno,
Yeah.
super Uno rule right there.
All right. So let's just see if I can get the chat room back that I've lost. 1 minute, please, caller. Hold up.
And Guess who talked to the founders of Genesis? Apparently.
Stay on topic, Bob.
Well, no. This is part. This leads into it. This is So by going through the address, right?
Mm,
I then found the supposed phone number, which is not listed on the website, which links to the former founder of the company, who then linked me to the other former founder of the company, who
okay.
also said, "Why is our number still being used? We haven't been with that company for over 3 years."
Right.
And why do they do that? To try to
Okay. So
establish credibility and leave their stuff on
website.
Trustpilot, which links to the.
Yeah, the problem I have though, Bob, is the fact that this company's got nothing. So if you go to the website, that's all great, but when you've got nothing to go on, it does make it a wee bit tricky. So that's
No,
what we'll
but
do.
I'm saying Genesis FX has like nothing also.
Well, it does have something because we know all the promoters. So, I mean, that's
Pretend I'm a dumb,
to
I'm
me,
a dumb
that's,
person who
well, I
just
just say,
found it.
well, okay. So people obviously who are going to sign up want to know who the company is. So they might say to us, well, I went to their YouTube channel or I saw a company like this. Now, this is really interesting this year because this ONET group, this isn't the same. This is actually, looks like just first glance, I can tell it's a legitimate company, right? So these people have just ripped off these people's name and
Which is what they typically do.
yep. So now we can click on here and we can see it's a proper description. It's got another domain name, right? And now we have to prove that this is a legitimate company. And they've got French and English, so that does help us a bit now. Or I don't want it to have to see. So now we're looking at this thinking, oh, this is a scam. And then I'll go, well, we're not looking at it saying, oh, it's a scam. But now now what do we do? Do we notify this company that somebody impersonating them and spend all our time doing that?
Yeah.
But this, at first glance, this is obviously ridiculous because this is their logo. Though I come back to here, and this was the logo I
That looks like
got.
a logo of something else. It looks
Say,
very familiar.
say it again, mate.
The logo looks familiar.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know where I've seen it.
it's probably the real deal logo. So now we're just grabbing this. So this logo looks like it's identical to these the real people. So they're literally just passing off somebody's name. Let's see if I can go back here. So what's the difference between, except for the word? So you've got a red stripy thingy. It's exactly the same logo, isn't it?
They just colored the letters. They colored the
Yeah.
letters blue.
And you'd probably even blow it up and you'll see it's even got, oh my God, it's got squares on it. But it's not because of that. So, okay. So now we've got a one group ONET versus ONET group. So I would probably be interested just to go
I
.com.
Yeah, I mean, you get real
Okay.
technical. You can probably download both logos and probably compare them, and I bet you it has the same metadata.
Well, we probably wouldn't
But
need to, obviously, but yeah.
no,
Okay. So that's what we've found so far. So now what we could do is we literally go to put it in speech marks and search for the domain name. And that will show any reference to that domain name talked about on the internet. So now we've got two articles that seem to have popped up. That's their website. And Coinbase and ONET,
and
are they
if it's
associated?
legit, and if it's probably the legit site, you'll probably have it show up on multiple sources that are not PR pieces.
Yeah. So this is ONET Global, and it's how about this stealth? Is it Stealthy Marine Company? Susie, are you involved in this? So all this is a waste of time so far. So now the only thing we could probably do is go to Telegram and do a
Cool.
search.
That should be a hint too. most legitimate companies, with the exception of a few, and they are crypto exchanges, do not have a Telegram channel.
Well, we could just say that in one paragraph, but it's not going to help us build a blog of information. It is true. But if we're struggling
Like
to find,
I can't go on CNN's Telegram or Bloomberg's Telegram channel. They don't got no channel.
yeah. So no, they don't. I mean, and so our clientele, the ones that fall for these scams, seems to think that Telegram and WhatsApp is the place to do business. And when they find a bank that wants to communicate with Telegram and WhatsApp, a lot of people don't think that's freaking dangerous. So it's amazing. But now I'm looking at this, mate, and it's telling me to start up for their bot. So what does that tell you? You know, that it's probably going to get a commission if somebody signs up for an exchange, perhaps, maybe like Mikey's doing, Mikey's app. So now we're getting something else that's popped up. And this is ONET Global. It now has 21,000 subscribers.
Yeah, martingale is dangerous. Martingale is where you put 50 down on red and you lose, so you bet 100 on black.
Yeah. Okay. So VIP group. So what is it asking me to do here? It's just a stupid bot. So this
It's a mini
whole
app.
yeah. But is it related? It looks like a different. It's got a global search, and it's got 1T Global as the domain name. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1T Global instead of ONET Global. So now what do we do? Do we click on that, look at the links, and we're now off to another request to join, a JJ Trader, and it's got 374,000 subscribers. It just doesn't make, it's going to make it pretty hard to actually cram out anything. Like, how else can we investigate who's behind this? If we perhaps go to the website that they have given us, what have we got to go on? A countdown 2 days before launch. Where would they promote this? Telegram?
Telegram. Probably I'd search, OneNet PR wire, because they all use PR wire or chain wire.
Yeah. So at the moment, and how do we know it's a scam? All right, here we go. Some people promoting it. One, ONET Global, same guy. Match, and that's different. So what else we got? All right, so let's have a look and see what we've got here. So this guy wants to tell us about it. Is he real? How long ago was it? 11 views, 6 years ago. Not him.
20 detik tuh yang berapa menit.
6 years ago. 6 years ago. Oh my goodness. So how do they promote this rubbish?
Yeah, but if it's 6 years ago, I mean, even if your videos are crappy, you should have a decent amount of views.
Well, it's not going to be 6 years ago. So I'm looking for any content on the internet about this scam.
Yeah, 17 subscribers.
Eh?
But it says 17 subscribers. That's crap.
Yeah, no, but it's not going to be the same company because they didn't exist 6 years ago. But now we've found.
Let's say they came out a year ago, right? You should have more than 17 members and more than 16 views.
The domain name was registered 10 days ago. The purpose of this video is I'm trying to say, why don't we get ahead of them? And when we see a scam like that, go out there and promote it as a scam as fast as we can, so that when people search for it, they can see straight away it's a scam. So what do we as investigators need to look at to show people it's a scam? Do you know what I mean?
That's The one video. No, go down. Go down.
Yeah. So we got nothing to go on really other than a coming soon and a Telegram group. That's it.
No, the one video is the star thing, which connects to the other scam.
Here we go. Look, here's the answers I'm looking for over here. I'm just
Use
sparring with you, mate.
top secret teachers.
Okay, identify the owners, the directors, and the key promoters. Well, we can't. Okay, what about a company? Verify company registrations in every claim district. Now, if they were a company, let's just pretend that they are a company.
Yeah.
What they would be called is they're claiming that they are called ONET Global. So maybe we can use that against them. So if there was a company called ONET Global LLC, then we could prove that it's not the same company. So this is what we've got here so far. Preparing for launch global connectivity. And it's not going to help us. So they haven't actually called themselves. Maybe that's what Oz does. He doesn't actually call himself. He says they have not provided. Every time he starts off doing his stuff, he always claims that they have failed to provide ownership. So that's what, if we looked at PO Wealth Sharing, the first thing he always says, PO Wealth Sharing fails to provide ownership or executive information. Yeah, that's really quite, I like that. I'm going to pinch that for him. So well, the first thing, verify company registrations in every claim jurisdiction to see ownership or exclusive information. That's easy. Right, search for financial licenses and regulatory approvals. Well, that's going to be friggin' hard because we don't know the ownership. Review the terms and conditions and privacy and legal documents. Well, that's going to be very hard because there is nothing on the website. Analyze the compensation plan and commissions and income structures. Well, that's important. Identified the source of revenue and whether retail customers can actually exist. So see if they have anyone using their services, other words. So I'm wondering if we go back to here and say we are struggling to find anything about this company online. With the images that I uploaded, there were some outrageous claims. Can we use those claims as evidence when building a knowledge base about what they are claiming? Because if they are claiming that people can get 1% per day, how much is that actually add up to over a year? Things like that, statistically speaking, and using their own mathematics, can we expose this company? Let's see. Okay, review marketing videos, webinars, live streams, and presentations. Well, we don't have any of those.
It's a ripoff of One Global, of a company called One Dash Global.
One Dash Global. Is that another one you found?
No, One Dash Global is looks like a telecommunications company.
Well, One Dash Global, this one's actually called ONET. So it should be really one.
So they're trying to use One Global for SEO reasons.
Yeah, well,
Because
I
there's
don't know.
only 3 companies have One Global in their name. One Global Design, One Global, which is a global communications, and One Global
Ooh.
Travel.
I have an idea. If we go back to the original website and we put the word app in front of it, we might stumble across. No. What else do they normally have at the front? Home. You know what I mean?
One Global Solutions.
Oh, that's what the URL scan might do. So if we have a look for redirects,
Oh, One Global Holding.
got a favicon icon.
One Global is a real company because it's in Crunchbase.
Similar. We've got a similar button. 7 days.
OneGlobal.com is a Arab company.
Uh-huh. Let's have a look. So
One Global Holding has the website of One Global.
that won't be it.
One Global. So it's the same. It's the same website, but .biz.
So what is it? OneGlobal.biz without the T.
No, OneGlobal.com,
Okay.
and you're just changing the domain at the end.
That's what I got. Are you sure?
One Global, which is part of OG Holding.
So you're taking out the T. Yeah.
So I wonder if they just grabbed this name and just bought the ending domain because
I
they
think
didn't
that's
buy it.
I wonder what this is. I mean, it's pretty obvious they're going to be using other people's names.
One Global Hub,
Oh, ah.
Capital House. Yeah, see if we just like.
Right. Okay. Let's go.
And this number goes to the Arab guy.
So let's go through.
Yeah,
So
look at this
I think
guy. I've seen this guy before.
what guy?
Look up One Global Holding.
One Global Holding.
This is the guy who was in Chavez's thing.
Oh, I see.
I'm almost
What-
positive.
oh, Jesus Christ.
See
This
that guy?
here. Yeah, these are all, you can just tell straight away. He's a speaker.
No. That guy I think was in Chavez's Hyperverse. Not
This
Hyperverse.
looks
3FL.
real. OneGlobal.com.
Because I have to go back and look at my icons because I started saving everybody's icons, but that looks exactly like one of his people.
But I think
He
it's
was always
pretty
in the room.
safe to think this company's got no association with anybody. You know, if we went to here and we went to maybe x.com and search
Okay.
for
So according to One Global Holding,
no
it was
results.
called ISYS Group, became One Global.
Oh. My account's locked. Oh, that's cool. Hey, I went to a lawyer today and got myself some nice filings to do. I'll leave it to your imagination. So, what about this for an idea then? So, this is OneNet. This is crazy because here they are. They've literally stolen these people's logos. So now let's see if we can do it this way. So this is what we really want to do. I think what we do after we search, verify company owners, upload HTML website, I think number 5 should actually be reverse image search any imagery to find other places that the images are used. I think that's quite a good one. You know what I mean? So obviously now we're going to find that nearly impossible because they've stolen somebody else's logo. However, if we go to this, right, we've got that logo, and I think this is where they get cleverer. Because if I right click on this image here and go Google search, it's going to ignore all the graphics and just go straight for the logo. And now we've got, keep going, future, financial freedom, ONET. So that's there. That's nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do we, Like, could we use her and see where she turns up? So this is the girl that's got no logo on a t-shirt today. And now we'll be able to see all the different times she's been used, and she doesn't even exist anywhere else. So that's a waste of time. So if I do a Google Lens search, I really want to chop off that logo and see if this image has been used anywhere else without that logo. And now we've found their website. The future because oh yeah, so here we got here. Oh no, got that. They're just everywhere, these type of bloody scams. You can't even. So if I'm going to create a blog about this, it's going to be friggin' hard work, isn't it? Because I haven't got anything. eGlobal, social engineering platform is live. And look, here's another AI character. Have we got the same imagery, except with a different brand? You know what I mean? Boost share, eGlobal. I mean, at what point do people have to actually do their own research and realize that these are all scams? So let's go here, search for that domain name. Oop, ONET Global connection. Got a phone number there. And we've got Aotearoa New Zealand. Well, that's just fantastic. And that's nothing to do with it, I would assume. Except we've got ONET Global connection, Indonesia. And we've got these. Nothing really, isn't it? So we're just getting crickets. So the only thing I can think of doing is keep on going through these logos until we stumble across one of them being promoted somewhere using a Google Lens search. And we just keep going. So we're too new to promote this. But hello, what's this? ONET QNet. Even AI is struggling. It's deciding to ignore the Q, which is really an O.
I mean, the font's the same.
Yeah. One of these images will turn up somewhere, bound to.
I mean, look at the O, the N, and the T
Yeah.
compared to the other one. It's the same font.
Do you think they just get all the images for all the 10 different brands that this is going to morph into and say, right, give me 30 images similar with this information? And then, which is crazy. And it's quite neat though, because if you have a closer look, oh, here we go. What's this here? Profit click. These are all the same shit, aren't they? Global Partner Hub.
Why don't we use Shinvez's favorite program?
Perplexity. Funny, why don't we do that for a laugh? Perplexity. Perplexity. Right, now what we're gonna do the same thing we went to the very start of this investigation to, and we'll tell it that we're asking it, see what it pairing apples with apples. Okay, that's gonna be funny. Let's go. Let's get rid of that. Rid of that. All right, here we go. I'm going to start a new investigation with. I've actually spelt that wrong. ONET Global. Oh yeah. I've just got to pick up Pixel from the vet when he comes along, not the vet. All right, so let's see. A ONET Global. Okay, and then we'll ask that question to Grok as well. Oh, look, they've changed the color of the logo. So we'll now go to Grok. And we will ask. So we will. That's quite a good idea, actually, isn't it? So what I found is that, and then we'll go ask that. See what it comes back and says. It says this is owned by Chavez.
I found a few signals, but the picture is still unclear because the name appears to overlap with other similarly named companies. What I found, the domain you gave, ONET Global Biz, appears to be tied to a coming soon style page that describes ONET Global as a modern digital platform focused on innovation, global connectivity, and online opportunities. There is also a separate, established company called ONET Global in Minnesota that provides managed telecom. Right now, ONET Global Biz does not yet clearly map to a well-established public company profile from the search results. It may be a new site, a placeholder, or a project using an aim that overlaps with several other entities.
All right.
I would bet, based off of the way they name these things, you could go to company house and try One Global Ltd, or what did Rory name his? One Global PTD.
I sent a message to Rory last night asking if he wants to me to bring him some soap. Extremely recent
You want one
domain.
last interview before he goes to prison?
Yeah. Do you want to be?
The only thing that could save him now is he turns on Chavez.
Well, he's doing an emergency email last night. That's why I rang him. And he's doing that because I think he's trying to get his last ditch money off people. So he's come up with this emergency. I think it would be rude not to ring him now. We've mentioned him. So he's doing an emergency announcement, and he's telling people that their emails are bouncing because they've got their mailboxes are full. So empty some emails so they can get a spam. It's friggin' hilarious. There we go. We'll ring up Rory and see if he answers. It's FaceTime. G'day, mate.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Yeah, g'day, mate. My name's Big Red, otherwise known as the Big Black Guy. I'm actually calling you from the prison. I've just asked my flatmate, well, cellmate, to get out because I'm making room for you, big boy. Can't wait until you come and visit me. See you soon. Don't worry about the soap, bro. He's going to jail. If you don't know, Rory Conarcher, who's doing a class action lawsuit to save everyone after pushing him off the cliff, is about to go to jail if he doesn't comply. He's got about 18 days to go, and he hasn't complied so far, so there's no reason why he will. And if he does comply, he's basically committing guilt, and he's buggered. So he'll be going to jail in about 20 days' time, I reckon. That's my prediction, but we'll keep you up to date. Alrighty, so we haven't really got anything else here except on passive. Isn't it funny? Reverse image search this one, and up comes the results. Without even mentioning the word on passive, it comes up with the FMA, and on passive CEO Ash Mafare shares company success. And then you get other like-minded scams. So if anyone thinks that's a genuine logo or a genuine advert, I mean, this is what we're trying to do these videos for. Anyway, so we've reversed image searched the images and had no joy. The only place this is getting marketed is on what seems to be Telegram. It's bloody boring, but at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to be a threat to the world. But I thought it would be interesting to do a bit of research and just see if we can get ahead of the scam. But as far as I'm aware, we can't.
Another thing you have to check the scammer pages.
Well, I think if you want to have anonymous domain name, like with the privacy redacted, I think you need to actually these days, do something with KYC details or something, where you might want to remain private, but you have to give away your privacy to get that privilege rather than giving scammers privacy. I just think that's ridiculous. Because if I can't validate who owns this domain name and I was silly enough to part with my money, then it's just dumb. So even this guy here, let's do a Google image search on him. He's AI.
OneGlobal.biz It's been owned for 4 years.
One Global. Yeah, but there's no T in it, so it's got to have ONET.
What?
ONET.
What do you mean?
Well, the domain name is actually ONET Global. So if you took out the T, it's one. If you put the T back, it's ONET.
Wait, so what's the real site?
There's a T in it.
Look,
Looks like this guy's
so
everywhere.
OneGlobal.biz is the real one?
I'm just looking at this guy's photos that we've got here. What do you notice? He's everywhere. Same guy, same guy, same guy, same guy. Bookcase. Anyone that's got a bookcase behind them, it looks like it's got ADHD and they've stacked everything up like proper. You can just about guarantee. Where's this bookcase? Got a bookcase? Because I don't care who you are, no one has a bookcase that looks like that.
Yeah, it was taken down.
Is it?
Client update prohibited. Client transfer prohibited. Client delete prohibited.
Coming soon.
Client renew prohibited.
Alrighty. So, investigate
That means
social
you
media
can't transfer
accounts.
you can't transfer the domain. You can't renew the domain. You know what that means, right?
No.
Usually when that happens, that means you've been busted for something.
Oh. So at the end of the day, mate, there's nothing here for me to go on. And this is a good example of, they've got a domain name, they've got a website,
The
they've got
one
coming soon.
The ONET Global.biz, who is the information? If you ever see client update prohibited, means you can't update anything on your domain.
Yeah, because it's been locked by somebody. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And
Right.
why would you get it locked?
Yeah. So,
Kids? Something to do
well,
with kids?
don't know, mate.
Gambling without a license?
ONET Global. They would do that there.
Money laundering.
Everything.
Only
mate.
three. Those
Right.
top three right there is the only thing that'll get your domain locked.
Right. Okay.
And that's hence why BG Wealth
All right.
had
So
9,000 freaking domains. And they're
Okay.
still creating them to this day.
Yep. So we've come up with no information about this company whatsoever. All right.
Yes.
What?
And domain control is a weird place to buy your domain.
Right. So you're saying we have or haven't come up with any information because I can't find any. We're buggered. So what I'm saying here is we've got nothing to go on except we just know that somebody might think this is real and play with it. They could do a search and we'll be the only people that comes up in the search engines because no one else has done anything about it. Could you please create me a blog with the information that we have to date? And we literally have nothing. But I want to see what you can do helping people identify the red flags with the information that we have.
And it expires
so
next year.
Like
Probably a scam.
Let's just chuck it in there.
It expires next year.
What we come up with.
Expires next year.
All right.
Any legitimate company
to come up with.
does
So do
not
I
have
publish
a
a blog
1 year
like this and go, oh, stuff it?
Does not have a 1 year
so
domain.
Now we've got a pretty earnest. Okay, let's have a listen and see what we've got. Read aloud. I'm going to publish it anyway. Let's just do it.
ONET Global review investigating the claims, red flags, and what we know are. Open quote, scams don't begin with victims losing money. They begin with extraordinary promises that nobody stops to question. Close quote, every investigation has to start somewhere. Sometimes there are thousands of victims, court documents, regulatory warnings, and criminal charges waiting to be analysed. Other times there is almost nothing. Just a website, a handful of promotional videos, social media posts, and marketing graphics filled with ambitious claims. That is where ONET Global currently sits. Over the past few days, I have begun documenting this company after members of my community alerted me to its marketing. Other times, there is almost... At the time of writing, there is very little independent information available online. There are no detailed media reports, no public court cases that I've identified, and very little historical information about the business itself. That doesn't mean the company is legitimate, nor does it automatically make it a scam. It simply means the investigation is at an early stage. What we can do, however, is examine the evidence that does exist. We can compare the claims being made against what is publicly verifiable and determine whether the marketing raises questions that every potential investor should be asking before parting with their money. First impressions raise immediate questions. One of the first things that stood out during my investigation was how heavily polished the marketing appears to be. Professional graphics, animated promotional videos, AI-generated presenters, bold promises, repeated references to financial freedom. On the surface, it certainly looks impressive.
Ooh.
But after investigating hundreds of...
Actually, we didn't mention anything about the Telegram group, did we?
Marketing tells you almost nothing about the legitimacy of the underlying business. Some of the biggest scams I've investigated had exceptional branding. The important question isn't how professional the advertising looks. The important question is what evidence supports the advertising. A website with almost no history. One of the first things I normally examine is the digital footprint. Established businesses usually leave a trail. Older archived websites, media coverage, independent reviews, corporate announcements, historical versions of their website, technical changes over time. With ONET Global, that trail is surprisingly thin. When I checked the Wayback Machine, there were no archived copies of the website available. That absence doesn't prove wrongdoing. Plenty of legitimate websites are never archived. However, from an investigative perspective, it means there is very little historical evidence showing how the business has evolved or whether its claims have changed over time. Likewise, independent reporting on ONET Global appears to be extremely limited at the time of writing. The marketing makes extraordinary income claims. The promotional material contains numerous financial claims. Among those advertised are daily promote income, 0.5 to 2% daily, power booster income, 1 to 3%, 5% invitation bonuses, generation income across up to 20 levels, team momentum bonuses, Windsor income of U5 to U$20,000 daily, a US $10,000 capital protection fund, fast or instant withdrawals, claims of being trusted by thousands, references to an AI-powered smart platform. These graphics form part of the evidence because they show exactly how the opportunity is being marketed.
Oh, wonder if they've got
Whether
Discord.
every claim can actually be delivered is an entirely different question. When the mathematics doesn't pass the smell test, one advantage of investigating investment schemes is that mathematics doesn't care about marketing. If a company advertises 1% per day, it sounds modest enough. Many people hear 1% and assume it isn't particularly significant. But let's examine what that actually means. Without compounding, an investor earning 1% every day would generate a return of approximately 365% per year. If those returns are compounded daily, as many investment opportunities encourage, the numbers become astonishing. A starting balance of $1,000 would theoretically grow to approximately $37,800 after 1 year. At 2% compounded daily, that same $1,000 would mathematically become more than $1.3 million within 12 months. Those aren't my figures. Those are simply the mathematical consequences of the percentages being promoted. Whenever an opportunity advertises returns capable of producing that level of exponential growth, one obvious question follows. Where is the money actually coming from? Where is the underlying business? Every legitimate investment should have an identifiable economic engine. Property funds own property. Manufacturing businesses manufacture products. Retail businesses sell goods. Investment managers publish strategies, audited performance, and regulated disclosures. So far, I've not found evidence explaining how ONET Global could sustainably generate returns matching the figures promoted throughout its marketing. The promotional material repeatedly refers to AI, smart automation, global opportunities, unlimited possibilities, financial freedom, multiple income streams. These are attractive marketing phrases. They are not by themselves an explanation of how revenue is generated. Until verifiable information is produced, the underlying business model remains unclear. Recruitment appears to feature prominently. Another pattern that caught my attention was the repeated emphasis on recruitment. The promotional material references, invitation.
Could you please give me the blog final with all the information all together on one page? Please try not to make these paragraphs too skinny. You know my style of writing. All right, let's see if we get it all as one. Bob's fallen off. Now do we get something more substantial? That's got skinny on me, but that's okay. Boost. That's going to be a better version of the blog, and that's what we are happy with. All right, so let's do that all again, and we'll start the whole process all over again. Here we go. Testing.
ONET Global Review, investigating the claims, red flags, and what we know so far. Open quote. Scams don't begin with victims losing money. They begin with extraordinary promises that nobody stops to question. Close quote. Every investigation has to start somewhere. Sometimes there are thousands of victims, court documents, regulatory warnings, and criminal charges waiting to be analysed. Other times there is almost nothing. Just a website, a Telegram channel, a handful of promotional videos, and social media graphics filled with ambitious promises. That is exactly where ONET Global currently sits.
Me.
Over the past few days, I've begun documenting this company after members of my community brought it to my attention.
Oh, they didn't.
At the time of writing, there is very little independent information available online. I haven't located media investigations, regulatory warnings, court proceedings, or any significant historical record explaining who is behind the company or how it operates. That doesn't automatically make ONET Global legitimate, nor does it prove it is a scam. It simply means the investigation is in its earliest stages. When evidence is limited, the best approach is to carefully document what can be verified and ask the questions that every potential participant should be asking before risking their money. First impressions raise immediate questions. The first thing that struck me was just how polished the marketing appears to be. Professionally designed graphics, AI-generated presenters, futuristic animations, and repeated promises of financial freedom all create the impression that this is an established global business preparing for a major launch. Unfortunately, I've seen this pattern many times before. Some of the largest investment scams I've investigated spent enormous amounts of money producing impressive branding while providing very little evidence of an underlying business. Slick marketing is designed to build confidence, but confidence should always be supported by transparency. The question isn't whether the graphics look good. The real question is whether the claims behind those graphics can be independently verified. The Telegram channel is heavy on marketing. As part of my investigation, I located an official-looking Telegram channel operating under the name ONET Global Team India, using the handle @ONET Global Team. At the time I viewed it, the associated community displayed 247 members, with 14 members online. The branding matched the promotional material found elsewhere online
The Isle of Man
and
doesn't
repeatedly
have a good
referenced the
connection.
company's planned launch on the 1st of August 2026.
Say Isle of Man.
The posts themselves are almost entirely promotional. One announcement, which appears to have been shared multiple times, states, open quote, one platform, unlimited possibilities, close quote. It goes on to advertise smart e-commerce, global business network, secure and transparent platform, endless growth opportunities before encouraging readers to join ahead of the advertised activation date. What I didn't find was equally interesting. There were no detailed explanations describing how the business generates revenue, no independent evidence supporting the advertised income opportunities, and no technical information explaining what makes the platform unique. Instead, the channel currently functions as a marketing broadcast.
Can you please improve these paragraphs? They're very skinny, and I'd rather them written into a story. See what it comes up with. I don't like it so far. It agrees. So this is the type of paragraphs I like. And now we've got a novel. But anyway, let's see what it
About how
says.
ONET Global is promoted and whether the messaging changes.
I'm going to just go
over
through and do
time.
that to a few paragraphs. 1 second. Let's have a listen to
I
see
agree.
what it says.
This reads more like note-taking than storytelling. In your blogs, you usually take the reader through why you're looking at something and what you found, rather than listing points. Here's how I'd rewrite it in your style. A website with almost no history. Whenever I begin investigating a company, one of the first places I look isn't the marketing material. It's the company's digital footprint. Most legitimate businesses gradually build an online history over time. Their websites evolve, new pages are added, old content is updated, press releases are published, and independent reviews or media articles begin to appear. Even if a business is relatively new, there is usually some evidence showing how it has developed from one point in time to the next. That simply wasn't the case with ONET Global. One of my first stops was the Wayback Machine,
That's better.
an online archive that regularly captures snapshots of websites so researchers can see how they have changed over time. It's an invaluable tool during investigations because it often reveals previous claims, deleted pages, abandoned products, or changes in marketing that companies would rather people forgot.
The limitations of
In
AI.
ONET Global's case, however,
because
there was nothing to
it
review.
can't write me a whole
At the
blog
time of
all at
my
once.
investigation, the Wayback Machine
So
had no archived copies of the website,
I need
leaving
to
no
get to the one
historical
paragraph. So
record
all
of
that
how the
there,
site had
that
evolved
skinny
or
paragraphs,
whether its
has now turned into
messaging
that,
had
which
changed
is more my
since
style.
it first appeared online. I also searched for independent information beyond the company's own promotional material. Once again, the result...
Hello, it died. Because I asked it to do more work. So now it's written a novel. Let's have a listen to see what it's rewritten that, because it's now got to a bit of a novel, but it's okay. I like novels, as you know.
recruitment appears to be central to the
Oh,
opportunity.
that's all right.
As I worked through ONET Global's promotional material, another pattern quickly began to emerge. While the marketing talks extensively about technology, innovation, and financial growth, a significant portion of the advertised income appears to revolve around bringing other people into the business. The graphics promote invitation bonuses, generation income across multiple levels, team momentum bonuses and rewards for building an expanding network. Those features are presented alongside the daily income claims, suggesting that recruitment plays an important role in the overall compensation structure. On their own, referral commissions are not unusual. Many legitimate businesses reward customers for introducing new clients. What matters is where the majority of the money comes from. If a business earns its revenue by selling genuine products or services to retail customers, referral commissions are simply one part of the marketing strategy. However, if participants are primarily rewarded for recruiting new members who also pay to join, the business begins to resemble a very different type of model. That distinction is one of the first things I look for whenever I investigate MLMs, cryptocurrency platforms, and investment opportunities. At this stage, I haven't seen enough publicly available information to determine exactly how ONET Global's compensation plan operates, or whether retail sales play a meaningful role in the business. That is why I believe it is far too early to draw definitive conclusions. However, the strong emphasis on recruitment incentives means this will remain one of the key areas I'll continue investigating as the platform launches. Understanding who is paying whom, why they are being paid, and where that money originates will ultimately tell us far more about the business than any promotional video or glossy marketing brochure ever could.
All right, I'm just putting together an image showing the t-shirt, which is pretty lame, really, but I just thought I would anyway. But I want to show you guys how I do this, because I think it's quite interesting. If you like learning shit, this is what I do. So if I put this on the screen over here, and I go to this screen here, I've got, first of all, I want a square image, and I want that girl to be in both images, and I want to show both those images side by side, and how she's obviously, just to show the AI side of it. So if that's pretty cool. We need to go a little bit there, put that there, and this is Photoshop, which is alrighty. And now we've got the same girl, Here's in the same place, and hopefully, right. So now what I want to do is I want to merge these two files down. Convert, merge layers. So now we've got one layer. So now what I want to do is grab the top here, and I want to tell it to generative fill background. I think it's F. I've got a shortcut key for this. Fill background, and hopefully we should have an image that will look look at that. So there we go. So now we've got hopefully an image, and now we can actually do something else with it to help that whole background, and that is, I think, oh no, we can't. We should have actually merged the whole image together now. Right click, and we want to merge layers. So now they're all one, and now we want to fill that as much as we can, and obviously show as much as the girl as we can, and that's sort of happy medium. So now enter, hopefully we can hit enter, and now what I can do is I can file, export, and we're going to go export for web, and we'll go save, and we'll go ONET Global, and then we'll put girl, and that's going to be on the desktop, and it's saved as JPEG. Right, so why I did that for, because when you come back to here, you're going to see the curious disappearing logo, and we're trying to make, what I'm literally trying to do, and this is quite lame, and it doesn't get me any anyone saying, wow, you saved me money and all sort of carry on, and I didn't invest. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to see whether, if this scam takes off, which I don't think it will, whether we actually played a part. Right, and now what we've got to do, we'll insert the post. There's the girl, and we'll go back to this. We'll put a caption underneath, which is center, paste, center, / center, and that, the curious case of disappearing logo, and update. And now what I need to do is click on that, size, full size, custom size, and I always make those 400. So now what we've got is something that looks a bit more interesting to look at. Takes a bit of time, but I think it actually helps. Make that bold. Now, the claim of $1,000 fraud protection. Let's see if we can carry on doing that. Chuck that in there. And so that's a claim. Let's have a listen. Copy, and let's see what it says.
The claimed $10,000 capital protection fund. One claim that immediately stood out during my review of ONET Global's promotional material was the repeated reference to a US $10,000 capital protection fund. On the surface, it sounds reassuring. After all, who wouldn't feel more comfortable joining in an opportunity that claims to protect their investment? It's exactly the kind of statement that can help build confidence among prospective members, particularly those who may already have concerns about the risks involved. As I looked more closely, however, I found that the marketing raises far more questions than it answers. Promotional graphics mention the existence of the fund, but I have not yet found publicly available documentation explaining who provides the money, who administers the fund, what legal entity is responsible for honouring claims, or under what circumstances.
Oh, sorry. Notice working with AI is great, but look at the how it gets massive. So now it just pisses you off because, okay, the investigation is only starting to begin. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short paragraphs. So I'm just going to ignore what it's just done and start again. It's given me a super long version, and now copy that. I haven't given it any instructions. it's actually made it better. And now I've got ChatGPT shit to remove. And that there should have been 2, except it hasn't. That, and 2. Now we're back to what we had. So that's going to be not too bad. So this investigation is only finished. So let's have a wee read and see what it says.
I like what you've written. I just
Thank
tighten
you.
it up slightly to improve the flow and remove a little repetition. This investigation is...
Oh, stopped already. Okay, so I'm just going to chuck in this paragraph because I want to see if it comes back and does a better job of this now I've told it to. And I think it has. It's given me what I like. So hopefully we've now gone from that and we've gone to that. And now we've got, I think this needs a little more context. And then I'm going to actually, I think I might leave that as it is. I'm going to try making it do the introduction better again. And see whether we get a better, because I don't like it. And we'll just chuck that in there. It's been told off. Ban you. Don't want your friggin' free whatevers. And that's more of the title I like. So now I'm going to copy that. We're going to put that down there. Don't know why it's giving me a heading, but it has. I can now break this into my standard. If you're doing SEO ever, the idea is the first paragraph should always be heading H3. Second paragraph, we do H4. And believe it or not, that actually helps the SEO of your page coming up. And the only thing we haven't done is link to another scam within my own website. So I'm now going to listen to the introduction and see whether I have an opportunity to do that.
ONET Global, where the investigation begins. Open quote. Scams don't begin with victims losing money. They begin with extraordinary promises that nobody stops to question. Close quote. Every investigation has to start somewhere. Sometimes there are thousands of victims, court documents, regulatory warnings, and criminal charges waiting to be examined. Other times, there is almost nothing beyond a website, a Telegram channel, a few promotional videos, and social media graphics filled with ambitious promises. That is exactly where ONET Global currently sits. Over the past few days, I have begun documenting the company after members of my community brought it to my attention. At the time of writing, there is very little independent information available online. I have not located media investigations, regulatory warnings, court proceedings, or any meaningful historical record explaining who is behind the company or how its business operates. That does not automatically make ONET Global legitimate. And it does not prove it is a scam. It simply means the investigation is still in its earliest stages. When reliable information is limited, the responsible approach is to document what can be verified, separate evidence from marketing, and ask the questions every potential participant should consider before risking their money.
Right. So basically, I think I'm about done. Now that's, if I didn't have you guys and I went streaming live, I'd probably be able to kick something out a bit faster. So now I'm thinking, first of all, I want to go to here. I want to go to Go. I want to go to Canva. And I want to see ONET Global. And I think I've already done the title that it's recommended. ONET Global, red flags, and what we know so far. Oh, here we go. So, I might actually leave that as the title. In fact, I'll update it. So I'm going to update the file name of the thumbnail. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, and there we go. So now I can export that, download that, and that's that done. And I can limit the size, this page, and download it. Alrighty, so in layman's term, I'm going to have a title. I'm going to have it, should have already picked a scam and fraud investigation. I'm going to pick an image upload. I'm going to go to desktop, and there's my image there. There it is. And okay, there, insert the image, and oh presto. And now we'll go, I'll actually publish it. And I think this is excellent. Why don't we create a song about this opportunity? Please create me the lyrics and the style of song. The lyrics for my Soho account. Alrighty, so now what we have got is we have a full-blown blog. All right, and here's the disappearing logo t-shirt. And there's the video that we're doing right now. We've got a quote at the start, which I think is bold, and I don't think it should be bold. Right, so I'm going to actually go in there and change that back to not bold. And now we're going to update that. We've got lyrics, question everything. So I think question everything is stronger than mentioning it directly. All right, so now we can come along and we've got verse. So we're going to go first of all to here. We're going to go to Soho. We're going to go to create. And then we go to that. Brilliant. How you doing today, Josh? Nice to see you here. Hoping to find something. Doing drugs, are we at home? Doing another line of cocaine. It's just my friendly smear campaign guy who's watching us, trying to find dirt on me so he can get his content removed off the internet. It's good, isn't it, mate? Probably going to find that pretty expensive hobby that you've got there soon, mate. Paying you $800 a week for your house that you live in. What have we got here? Been talking to your landlord. Let's see. Read between the lines if you want, Josh. But things are going to get very awkward for you in the very distant future, which is great. All right. So what have we got here? We've got Soho, that one, and the title is Question Everything. And let's put that there. And we're going to put the title of the song, Question Everything. And that's cool. So that will go away and build that. I think it would be great. I think it would be great to build an amazing thumbnail for the song. I need to be the singer, but maybe we could have their logo. I don't know about that actually. Could use some of their advertising paraphernalia for the background of the thumbnail for the song, because I don't think the logo is actually theirs. Right, so that would be a bit silly if I used another company's logo. But I'm trying to find the one that would be... the hell? Right, that one there. Okay, so that's there. I'm going to use me as an image. First of all, I'm going to use my logo. I'm going to use me as a singer. And then I'm going to go to prompts and I'm going to grab that there and see what it comes up with. Right. I've also included the girl with the disappearing logo. Right, let's go here. Alrighty, so let's see what we come up with there. Let's go to the song. Verify I'm a human. That's just awesome. Why do I have to all of a sudden start verifying I am a human? We will add that there. We've now got the song, so we can view Did I save that? Yes, I did. So I'm going to now add that song. So if we ever come back to this one, which we probably never ever will hear any feedback about this, but we've got everything here we need. We've got no one promoting this. If we ever do, we're already prepared. I would also like to have screenshots. So I'm going to just do that. Screenshots. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab all the screenshots that we grabbed, and we're going to just put them in there over there, and we're going to do that, and that. We'll put that there as well, and we'll chuck her in there, and there we go. So now we've got a whole array of evidence, and this is a whole waste of everyone's time, you dirty scammers. But now, if we ever have to, we've got it all to come back to. And where's your t-shirt girl? There we go. Now, there we go. And we'll put her together so we can see the before and after. If I ever need to do any additional stuff, I can. All right. I think I'm going to actually go to the whole hog. Look, I'm a bit of an ADHD fan, aren't I? Look at that. Put that there. Ooh. Oh, I just get too carried away. But anyway, we've got to back up now. We have the logo just in case we need it. And we've got the girl and the guy. I'm going to put the guy down here as well because he's sort of like in the same family. And if we ever need to, we've got all that to fall back on. Total waste of my time, absolutely. But now let's listen to the song. Let's see whether we've got some good music out of it. Very quiet. Oh, I see why.
Into the night, AI faces smiling on the screen, selling the future like you've never seen. Big bold headlines, unlimited dreams. Nothing is ever quite what it seems. I've learned one lesson after all these years: look beyond the marketing and face your fears. If the money sounds too easy.
All right, so look at another one.
A brand new website, a promise so bright, a countdown ticking into the night. AI faces smiling on the screen, selling a future like you've never seen. Big bold headlines, unlimited dreams. Nothing is ever quite what it seems.
You hate country. It's this country. I don't do music. Nice to see you, mate.
Look beyond the marketing and face your fears.
I'm trying to have a variety, that helps. Okay, so that's we won't put you through that there. So what do you reckon my genre should be? Like, it should be rock. Anyway, that's the one that I've decided we'll go with. So if you're wondering how to get to my music, it's not rocket science. You can actually just go soho.com/dheck. When we get them, we go there like this. And now we've got, the question. Question everything. That hell again. Question.
A brand new website. A promise so bright.
Gonna go
a
share.
Countdown ticking
Share 2.
into the night.
Nice to see you here, the big rig. Right, so the real cool thing about me, I mean, here we are, we've just actually created quite a substantial blog about a company that will never probably get anywhere, any traction, anytime. We've now even created a song from whatever, and that's pretty cool. So that should, oops, I just put the wrong one. We put an and sign instead of a percentage sign, so that's not going to work very well for everything. So let's go percentage and percentage. And that's it. Now there is another opportunity. We need a more heavy metal. Well, let me change it. Let's see. I haven't done this before. We can learn together. Let's we've decided, oops, what have we got? We've decided that we want to make the song a heavy metal version. So can you please give me the style so we can do it again? Or do we need to change the lyrics as well? All right, here we go. Let's see what we've got. We've decided we want to make the song heavy metal. Heavy metal will actually suit this better. Well, why didn't you just give it to me at the time? Another website, another promise. All right, so now we've got why this works better. I don't care why it works better. Just give it to me the first time would have been good. Verse 1, intro spoken. All right, let's go back and do this again. Just for you, Big Rig. Let's see if we can improve the song. So we're going to come here. We're going to actually either remix it. I don't know if you can remix it or we just have to redo it. I think we're just going to redo it all together. So let's go to create. And we're just going to put the lyrics in here, which we've just done. We're going to come back. Question everything. Where has it gone? Over here. We'll get that all organized. So the song is going to be called Everything, but I'm actually going to call it, we're actually going to use that one there. And we're going to make that question everything. And then we're going to get the prompt. And let's go style and let's go create. And let's see what we come up with. Now we're going to actually get rid of that. We're just going to trash it. I haven't got time to muck around. Move to trash. And what we've got is get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's see what it first comes up with. Ooh.
Another website.
Oh yeah, that's
Another
more fun.
promise. Another countdown. Question everything.
Oh, really? Okay. That is excellent. However, I think we need to update the thumbnail, and you need Danny DeHeck looking like a heavy metal singer. We've got that version of it, and then we've got this version of it. We'll figure out which one. We've got number 1 and number 2. This is number 1. Ooh, it's got left and right.
Another promise. Another countdown.
Oh, it's not better.
Question everything.
This one's better, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Spot one with you. Number 1 or number 2? Ooh, don't know about that part. Well, we have to do a vote. We've got 2. Number 1? Right, number 1 it is. Look at this. It's freaking hilarious. Right, number 1. It's the trash. Publish. Oh my god, question everything. That is freaking hilarious. Alrighty. So now we need to okay. So there we go back. And we share to bed, copy. Wow, listen to that. That is friggin' hilarious. Okay, update.
If nobody asks,
No one asks. It's the song link. Go like it. Make sure you've got an account. It's amazing for AI. I don't like music, but I love this. I usually listen to this in my car now. Okay. Okay, let's have a look and see what we got. So we've got a video, we've got song, we've got a quote, we've got a link going off to the scam. First impressions. Oh, yeah, I've got a problem. Yeah, I've got to put a few olds on a few things. I've got the girl, the double AI stuff. I'm late, birthing away. Alright, let's go through. Let's start with some of the finer things. Bold. Well done. That's pretty heavy, guys. It's going to start playing something else in a minute, so I'll just shut that off. Bold. 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 Got all the bolds. Bold. That one's already bold. That one's bold. Alrighty, I think we're done. So the only other thing I normally do, which you don't normally see, which I will do, is we are updated. So now what I do is I broadcast it everywhere. So I have Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, Ko-Fi, LinkedIn, Patreon, and Substack. Then I have to log into this one. Now I need to go like that. So a couple of things I need to do. I need to go back to this one. Ko-Fi wants a URL. Go back to this one. I have to go into edit. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. And then I need to grab the excerpt. Go to one of these here. Subtitle. All these things you probably don't realize I do when I'm publishing. So in a minute, we're going to get rid of that. So we're going to go to publish, post, and post. Ko-Fi needs a title. Sometimes it tourniquets. So we just need to go back to the red flag. We need to go here and the red flags and know we know and what we know. Well, that will be all right. I don't think. Oh, so far that's going to work. Ko-Fi is done. Title. Then we need an image. We need to go to downloads. So far we upload that. We need to browse image here. So all these are different sites that we use. Image. We need to embed. Editing this one. This needs a title. This one here needs a header and a footer. So this is where it gets a bit tricky. So now I need to go to the edit mode, grab the URL. We need to grab that. That's the URL to the video we're watching right now. Now we'll come back to here. So first thing we need to do is paste the URL. That doesn't quite work. So we need to, oh no, that's not going to work either. Okay, we're now in the shit. What did I do wrong there? I lost everything. I need to take that out. Okay, so now first of all, no, that didn't work. So we lost everything. We have to start all over again. So we get the image first. And then hopefully that should, so now I need to go like that. trick it into doing it. No, it's not going to do it. It's complicated. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get the video to automatically, there it goes, got it. See, just have to know how to talk to it. Come back here, it's asking for the video link. There's the video link. That will do that. This one here also wants a video link, but I need to remember to add embed. There, and there's the video link. Then we come to here, we're going to create a post. This is on Patreon. So this is what we do when you're a YouTuber. Embed Patreon. There we go, there's our video. And now we need to go back to here. We need to, I think we just paste that one there, but we also now need to add an image. So we need to find the images. We need to put it, there we go, little wee words in there. Image, image, and there's the image. So now we have the video, title, image, and this one here, we need a title. We can probably pinch that from here, so we don't have to do it twice. There we go, Patreon needs a title. There it is. Right, so we've got all that ready. So Patreon has got a title, but it needs an image as well. So we need to go to images, 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 done. And now that should pop up. And away we go. And now we need to get rid of the space. It won't do it. That's fine, but it won't do it anyway. That fixes itself. Right, so now we're images and video. Now we need that, everything's looking tickly-boo. That one there's ready to go, except we need to tick where we want it to categorize. We want to send it off to 181 people, and we needed a title. And that's that. So now I can shut down the edit. Now I can go get the text. Here we are. Now, if you are subscribed to my Buy Me a Cup of Coffee account, you will be receiving an email of my latest scam investigation. And that's kind of like how we roll. So in a minute, we should be a picture of a girl, which it is. And then we need to get those words underneath her picture. And I think if I can actually do it. No, I can't. Well, that will do. There we go. And that's all the text for that one. So now I go publish now, and that's Buy Me a Cup of Coffee has had its done. And then that, and now we paste it in there. We tell it to imitate. Sorry, I'm talking out loud here. Make that large. Make that paragraph bold. And tags, well, probably won't use them actually on this one. So now we can publish that, and we publish now, and that's Ko-Fi. Here is what do you call LinkedIn, Patreon. That's good. And this one here is Substack. And we'll just check that image not found. So that's why we come back to here and we go insert image, image, image. And hopefully on my desktop, I can find this girl. There she is. And there she is. Put it back on there. And now we can make that centered. And there we go. So now we've got a pretty good. So now I can continue. I can make it go to everybody. And we're all good. And then I go send to everybody now. So everyone, that's 600 people, I think, subscribe to my Substack. And now what you'll see is something really interesting. As you can see, this didn't quite work out, but these images at the bottom down here are meant to be so I can use it on my social media to promote it as a short. But you can see I'm stretched out of biblical proportion, so I'm actually not going to do that this time, even though this is a shame. But anyway, if you're wondering what that looks like, if you go back to my post, and if you were on my website, let's go to the homepage, you would see the latest investigation. It doesn't probably show us what it looks like. This is what it looks like to readers. So they come through here and they go, oh, Danny's published a new blog. They don't even go to my website. They just read it on Substack, which is pretty cool. There we go. And now we've got another article that's posted on my Patreon. Now, I don't do what Patreoners do. I don't sort of have exclusive content. All my content is free. But if you want to support me, I do have one paying person on Patreon. They pay me $3 a month, which is fantastic. But that's another way that you can promote yourself if you are a YouTuber. Like CoffeeZilla, he would earn a living of his because he's just amazing. He's probably one of the biggest on the planet with his Patreon. but he publishes content, exclusive content. I ain't got time to do that. I'm just more about finding what I do in the search engines. People can make their own informed decisions. Okay, so this first paragraph, when you post something on LinkedIn, you need to write the article, which I have done. Now I'll go next, and now it wants me to share that article onto my LinkedIn profile. So that's what I have to do. I have to come up with some additional text. And over the years, I've just decided to reuse the beginning. And before you know it, you'll actually see now I can share that. I won't be sharing that today. Well, I'll give it a go. Let's see what happens. There we go. And before you know it, there we go. Start. Excellent. Right. So that's brilliant. Right. So that's shared. Share that on my social media. And before you know it, so this one here is published. And you can see that's looking pretty. So there you go, guys. So what we want to do now is we want to wait. So I'm just having a look at this to make sure I like it. This one here shouldn't have been bold. So I'm going to go back into that and fix up that. But I think I'm done. Any Zoom crashes, especially, too late now, unfortunately, but I should do some Zoom crashes. They are actually quite hard work because at the moment I'm struggling to actually find active Zoom meetings at the time I broadcast, unless I do it late at night, and then I get no sleep at all, and that's really the problem. So, yeah, but they are exciting, I know. But in saying that, I'm waiting for our doggy to be ready to be picked up. And they haven't messaged us. But I actually think if we go back to what we originally tried to do, because there is another opportunity which I haven't done, and I'm going to bring that up on the screen. So there was another opportunity called AI Bot Pro Trade, and I've literally had that on my desktop for ages, and this one here as well. And it's another one that's the same, but I haven't actually done any research on it. But that was another one I have been meaning to do, what I just done with this new one I just found today. But let's look at it this way. Within literally hours, we have created a blog about something we know nothing about.
If you want to start trading but don't know where to begin, AI trading bots can help you trade automatically.
Oh, that sounds convincing.
In this video, I'll show you the best trading platforms with AI bots.
Oh, yeah, really into that already. But anyway, so the best trading bots, aren't we just saved? So 14,000 people theoretically have subscribed to his 552 videos. And and that's sort of what I wouldn't mind doing is obviously trying to find this scheme and doing another video about them, and then just go through the whole procedure again. But I think I started doing this one, but I couldn't find that. Sometimes people give me these opportunities where they want me to investigate them, but they don't give me a website address. So I spend half my time hunting around the internet trying to use the imagery they've given me to find the website address, so I can actually do something about it. Anyway, guys, I think I might investigate that one. We've got, so we're all future-proofing ourselves here. We've got a new blog that's been publicized everywhere on the internet. We've got a bit of funny stuff. So if we go back to the Telegram account that we had originally, we can actually see the girl, the pretty AI girl.
आ रहा है ONET 1 अगस्त से तैयार हो जाइए अपनी नई शुरुआत के लिए।
Yep, ONET launching.
सिर्फ 10 दिन
Watch
बचे
your
हैं
t-shirt. I love
और
it.
शायद आपकी जिंदगी बदलने वाली है।
She just did a change.
क्या आप तैयार हैं? भविष्य इंतजार नहीं करता।
Oh, so it would have been good if she actually took the t-shirt off and changed the t-shirt in real time, just saying, but obviously she didn't. So that's quite funny. And I'm just trying to see if I can enlarge. No, I can't. So I think that's quite funny. But anyway, let's see where. So this company here is absolutely nobody. They'll never, ever eventuate to anything. They have stolen somebody else's logo, used AI imagery to fool you into thinking that, well, not fool you, but you know what I mean? And they're all starting on the 1st of August. Now, what's going to happen here, guys, is as soon as anyone goes to the internet now, say if somebody's doing some research and they're on the web, they're going to click on that and they're going to, unfortunately, find this company here first. which is disgusting. And then in a few minutes, they will see that I have actually already done a blog on them. So hopefully, I don't know why every social media platform lets a scammer promote crap. I do online shopping, and my sites are hard to get in the search results. It seems like when you start up a scam with a silly name like that your site comes up pretty quick, which is a bit crazy. You know, you pinch somebody's logo. I kind of feel sorry for, this company here in a way, because I don't know if this is a legit company, but literally they're passing off that person's name, aren't they? So let's just have a quick look at that. And now we've got another logo. There's nothing here, eh? So here we go here. So this company here. So we should contact this company. Oh my God. It just gets worse. So did you see what I did there? So somebody's created this listing on, what do they call it? Crush base? Used a domain name that's not even legitimate. And it promotes something. It's crazy. All right, Pixel's ready to be picked up. So my doggy is ready to be picked up, and that's me for today, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm not going to relaunch this video. The only thing I will probably do is if I come back to Canva, you'll see I quite like all the videos that I do that are uncut, is I actually uncut them. So now I come back to here, and I put uncut on top of them, and then I go file, download, one page, download, and then when I'm on the YouTube thingy, I come here, I go live, I come down to our thumbnail, change, and I go to downloads, and we'll go there. And before you know it, we have an updated logo, save. And so anyway, why don't you guys somehow, how are you going to message me and tell me what you want me to investigate next? Like you see how I use AI. You can see on the screen over here, now I have the scam investigator checklist. Add them to Millernote. So that's my database. Put them in URL scan, all that sort of stuff. 18 things that we do, which is a basic investigation, but that's how we investigate checklist, if you know what I mean. And then from that there, I can basically quickly put together a whole blog and identify it. When you come back to my other screen here and you click on my live section, you can now see in the live area, we should have all these here with uncuts, and these are all my lives that we've been doing and the fun-filled and fun that we have. So I really need to probably start about 10 o'clock in the evening, or I need to go on late at night and do some Zoom crashing. But anyway, that's all my lives. And then when you go to the videos, I think we have one that's going to happen on Friday, and that's we're going to do a rerun of Predictor. And so you can click notify me, and that's going to happen on Saturday because I work Saturdays and I don't have chance. You can see that Christopher Delgado's got 214 views 2 days ago because that was a rerun as well. So all these are reruns of my lives, and I've chopped out as much crap as I can so it doesn't bore you to death for people who don't like long form content as much as I. If you went to the live section, a video that gets 200, you can actually see Christopher's 424 streamed it 3 days ago. And sometimes if I'm doing some really cool stuff, so for example, we actually had this live investigation, and in the middle of that live investigation, rest my case. So we actually had somebody.
Let's see.
Devon actually dropped in to say hello. If any, oh my God, there is again. This just keeps popping up. Hey,
jeez,
we actually ring him up and see how he's going. But I do put timestamps on some of my long videos. He hasn't ghosted me. He's still open there. But let's see. And the other one that we haven't done is gone through all the g'day, mate. The other things that go on.
Inflation. Lawmakers asked Dr. Anthony Fauci, the man.
with the Anthony Fauci. But hey, look, we're keeping an eye on all the news with Christopher Delgado. There was a couple of interesting things today. There was a video where I did notice that they actually had me mention one of these.
Welcome to this explainer.
These are what they call peopleless videos. But if you come along here and you get to about 4 minutes in, this is a video all about Goliath Ventures, and you can listen to it for about there, and it's whistleblower. Listen to this.
Because really, who investigates the guy pouring millions into saving the community?
Part 3. The Ignored Whistleblower.
This facade of political connections and local charity was so overwhelming, it blinded almost everyone. But starting in September 2025, one investigative journalist all the way out in New Zealand, Danny De Heck, spent 5 whole months sounding the alarm. It's kind of crazy that someone on the exact opposite side of the planet saw what local authorities completely missed. De Heck noticed similarities with a previous collapsed crypto scheme and started calling out Goliath as a Ponzi scheme. He even directly emailed a warning to the CEO and 37 staff members of that Orlando business group Delgado had bought his way into. Their response? Crickets. Just complete silence from the community, followed by a massive retaliatory defamation lawsuit from Goliath Ventures. De Heck was basically shouting into a void because Delgado's purchase legitimacy was just too strong.
Part 4. The House of Cards collapses.
Yeah, but what I do is every now and again I come across here, and if I search for, what you can do is you can go for Christopher Delgado, right? And you search YouTube for that, and then you can go up to filters, and you can go this week, and now it limits out all the other stuff. So you can see a lot of this sort of stuff coming through the woodwork. So this is other ones that they've done. And then you can see me, and that's a blog. What do you call it? A podcast, I should say. But if you come here, you'll
Somewhere
see
in Orange County, Florida, behind the gates of one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in America, a man is under house arrest. An ankle monitor sits above his sock. Behind him, in his living room, sits a pool table made by Louis Vuitton. He owns 2. This is Christopher Delgado. 3 years ago, he ran a company that told investors it could turn cryptocurrency.
Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces.
So now you've got other
30
ones.
watches.
And this is all done
more
with
than
AI.
50 designer bags, 29 pieces of custom jewelry, and a James Bond themed Christmas
so
party
it's just
at one of the
AI
most
trying to
expensive
get
hotels in Miami.
YouTube dollars.
That
I
is
assume.
not a list of a billionaire's toys.
So I put, good to see
That
you
is a
telling
list
the
of things
story.
a
Shame you didn't mention
34-year-old
me.
from a quiet Florida suburb just agreed to hand back to the United States government. Because
All right, guys. Well, that's me for today.
None of it was
But
really
have a
his.
listen to those 2
It was
videos.
built
They're in
on-
the chat room. You might learn something about how the internet works. And if you do, please share it with me. That's one way of covering a story, that I thought would be an interesting exercise. But now we do have a scam investigation checklist. And when I go through my next scam, remember, you can go to my website. Feel free to support the channel if you can. Help me stay sane and in profit rather than going backwards. And also on the website, deheck.com, there's an anonymous page where you can submit anything that you want me to investigate, and we'll do an investigation similar to what we did today. But that's me for today, guys. So thank you very much for being here, and good night. You can have an early night tonight. I think it's only, is it 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock? I forget. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video. See you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. We are waiting for some updates on global glamping from a couple of the people that were helping to promote the opportunity of Devon, and we'll see what happens. And I've got quite a bit of correspondence to catch up with, so I'm looking forward to the next article that we post on global glamping. It's going to be a real bender. I've got so much more content. It's just blowing me away. All right, let's go. Let's see ya. And remember, go check out my music. You can find my music from my website. Please click up arrows on all that music and help get that music out there. And before we know it, we'll have a big footprint, a big web, the World Wide Web of Danny De Heck and his scam busting, and we'll be able to save some people who think these online investments are a good way to go. See you guys in the next video. I'm Danny De Heck, and we are the Avenger, the Avenger Anti-Fraud Alliance, AAA, taking down scammers one bite at a time, just like you're eating elephants. All right, see you guys. See you in the next video.